Me and Chelsea just got done in the spot, and it's on the river, so I was like, we gotta wrap our ankles. Look at that. That's insane.
I told you it was going to get worse, and now these ticks are wreaking havoc all over America.
You know what's actually is the fact that I'm on a walk right now, and I don't even feel comfortable sitting down on a rock because of the amount of ticks that are everywhere. And they're not even just regular ticks, bro. Like, these guys they'll hunt you the down, I swear to God. I swear to God, bro, I was literally walking through an ATV trail without any trees it was just rocks, and there was still a tick attached to my hip. I'm feeling good today. It's 3 days later, still feeling good. No alpha-gal syndrome yet, no Lyme disease. They say it takes about a week to 30 days to see anything, but I'll keep you guys updated with that. But anyway, bro, the fact that I can't go for a walk anywhere without feeling like there's going to be bugs that are going to change the molecular structure of my cells in my body to give me an allergy to red meat so that Bill Gates can feed us more lab-grown meat.
Oh my God. Holy.
Take the pants off.
Oh, hell no. I'm burning these.
But we already knew this season was bad because people started spotting ticks inside their homes way earlier than usual.
They're everywhere.
Look at this sick freak. Just found him crawling up the wall of my bathroom as I was on the toilet. And I found one crawling on me in bed last week a couple weeks ago, before tick season even started. I felt something on my shoulder and I was like, oh my God, it was tick. I'm really, really over it.
But here's the thing. We knew this was coming. That's why even last year, many independent creators kept warning people about ticks. They even kept telling us about the shady people behind this growing threat.
Bill Gates funded research into genetically engineered cattle ticks. Now, 450,000 Americans have red meat allergies from alpha-gal syndrome. That's a real thing. Alpha-gal syndrome caused by tick bites. Did Bill Gates do this? Look, ask Rock. Did he fund research into genetically engineered cattle ticks? Did he do that? There it is. You can tell the tick that has this because it has the one spot on its back.
No kidding.
Yeah. So what happened? His bio mosquitoes didn't work out?
Because of Lyme disease, which turns out was man-made. Turns out there's a lot of real evidence that Lyme disease was weaponized, and that it leaked out of a lab, and it came out of a lab called Plum Island, which was close to Lyme, Connecticut. And RFK Jr. firmly believes that this was a weapons program. And what they were going to do is develop these fleas and ticks with a disease that spreads rapidly, wipes out the medical system of a community, so you could dump them from a plane. Everybody gets infected, overwhelms their medical system, and then they're more vulnerable.
Of course, nothing got done. And now even news channels are reporting a dangerous rise in diseases caused by these ticks.
Alpha-gal syndrome is a disease that's carried by Lone Star ticks and can make you deathly allergic to meat and dairy. Those ticks are spreading, and now they've been found right here at Colt State Park in Bristol, Rhode Island. Turns out they've been in Rhode Island for years, and their population is growing.
It went from found in 11 different zip codes to 27 different zip codes in a 3-year period.
The natural disaster in our area is not hurricanes or tornadoes or earthquakes. It is Lyme disease. It is the one plague that might be severe enough that communities might want to engineer a wild organism in order to get rid of it.
Esvelt's collaborator is Sam Telford, an epidemiologist at Tufts University who's been studying ticks on Nantucket for the last 41 years.
There's a 50% chance, maybe more, that this is actually carrying Lyme disease.
But here's something no one wants to talk about. Alpha-Gal is not like Lyme disease. We know Lyme disease was most likely created by one of our agencies as a weapon.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, and after suffering with Lyme disease myself, these documents reveal everything that we've known for 50 plus years that's been suppressed by the government. I interviewed the author of a book called Bitten. Chris Newby wrote about the declassified government documents about biological weapons. Dr. Robert Malone gathered more of those documents, so shout out to him, and this is some of the stuff he gathered. The US military released over 282,000 radioactive Lone Star ticks across Virginia in the 60s. CIA operatives under Operation Mongoose in 1962 dropped infected ticks on Cuban sugarcane workers via nighttime C-123 flights. Under Project 112 in the 60s, the Pentagon ran 134 bioweapons tests, and they invested billions of dollars to produce 100 million infected mosquitoes and 50 million fleas.
But Alpha-Gal is doing something very different. Unlike Lyme disease, it cannot be cured. You could end up suffering from a meat allergy for the rest of your life, all because of a little tick. Another weird thing about Alpha-Gal syndrome is that it has a very specific purpose: to stop you from consuming animal products. That's exactly why people start suspecting Bill Gates when he makes statements like this.
Group Breakthrough Energy just announced literally today an investment in an Australian group called Ruminate that helps cows not be so much a source of methane emissions. So we have two paths to solving that. That's 6% of global emissions are cows who burp and fart methane to an extreme degree. You can either fix the cows to stop them doing that, or you can make beef without the cow, and both of those, will be pursued to see which one can lead to the best product in terms of taste, health, and cost.
But here's the wildest part. Between 2020 and 2025, cases went up 5,500%. And coincidentally, back in 2019, the World Economic Forum launched its massive push to reduce red meat consumption, replacing it with fake meat, even insects. And their goal was simple: stop people from eating meat by the year 2030.
It's a very important point that you are addressing. My daughter, 24, inspired me and said, "Dad, how can you advocate for these zero carbon value chains if you still eat meat?" And so I stopped eating meat. Now the math would say, well, you need to stop eating meat 11 years to compensate for a flight to Thailand. Yes, but if 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you it has a big impact.
Of course, it must also just be a coincidence that Dr. Matthew Liao is affiliated with the WEF. And we all know the kind of insane things he's been saying.
Human engineering could help. Just as some people are naturally intolerant to milk or crayfish, like myself, we could artificially induce mild intolerance to meat by stimulating our immune system against common bovine proteins. And in this way, we can create an aversion to eating eco-unfriendly food.
So you see, there are way too many strange and wild coincidences here, and no one wants to connect these obvious dots. Still, there's an important question some people keep asking. What exactly are we doing to stop this?
I have a question. What are we doing about ticks? Are we on the case? How much of my taxes have to be raised in order to put together a team of scientists that are on the case? Because every year I feel like I see an article that's like, there's more ticks out there.
Unfortunately, not much. Recently, a video about GMO mosquitoes exploded online.
EPA just authorized the release of 2 billion genetically modified mosquitoes into Florida. Yeah,
EPA Chief Lee Zeldin quickly denied the claims, saying no such program has been authorized since President Trump took office. And technically, he's not wrong, but his post still got flooded by people telling him to do something about these damn ticks. And honestly, that's the strangest part. We've got a health secretary who told us he wanted to protect our kids from the threat of these ticks.
I spend a lot of my time, my life in the woods, and that experience has now become hazardous across this country. I remember one day in 1987 when I stood in my bathtub and picked 29 ticks off myself. And that was typical in Bedford. If you went out into the woods and you were active, you would get covered with ticks. I was in Martha's Vineyard recently, and I learned that half the adult population of Martha's Vineyard now has alpha-gal, the year-round population. So it's become hazardous now to go into the woods. And the MAHA movement is trying to get children to be active, to get them to go outside, to get them to experience nature, not only because that's going to benefit them physically, but also the spiritual connection that we get to God, to our own health and well-being, to the serenity that we have access to only when we're in nature. And now that's become a hazardous experience for people. And we've got to figure out a way to make it safe for children to go back in the woods again.
We've got a president investigating whether our military gave us Lyme disease. And yet, state after state keeps getting hammered by alpha-gal cases. So why don't we do something? Probably the same reason we keep using things like glyphosate and Dicot on farms. And then people wonder why farmers are walking around in hazmat suits. You ever wonder why nobody on the news has ever told you what dark chocolate actually does in your body? I had to find that out from a fitness guy on the internet. Watch this.
You can see there's no vasodilation going on, no veins, no blood pumping. I'm gonna take a scoop of my high flavanol cocoa right here. This is the stuff that promotes the nitric oxide in our bodies. Nitric oxide, you guys, is what opens up our blood vessels to allow more blood flow, blood pump.
Okay, so he's about to take a scoop of cocoa. Watch what happens to his arms in 30 minutes. Cocoa, just cocoa.
You'll see the vascularity and the veins popping, you guys, just like within 30, 45 minutes. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll show you what it looks like before I start working out. I haven't even started working out, but 30, 45 minutes after I took the high flavanol cocoa, already the vasodilation, the veins are popping up. And yes, you guys, it works down there on the main one. Even down, you can see it in my legs, you guys. And I don't know if you guys know this, but there's almost nothing more healing than more healthy blood flow and blood pump throughout your body.
Look at his arms and veins from cocoa, you guys. Real quick, I've been doing this myself for the last 3 weeks. He's not lying. Now, watch the Harvard part. This is the one nobody wants to talk about.
2 cups of dark chocolate in the form of hot chocolate. That's it. 2 cups to have a day for 30 days. And at the end of 30 days, you take out your blood and measure the stem cells again, and then do that flow-mediated dilation resiliency test again of the blood vessels to see, have they changed? This is what's amazing has been found, that dark chocolate, the proanthocyanidins, not only got into the bloodstream, but they doubled the number of stem cells circulating in your blood vessels, and they doubled the resiliency, improved by twofold, the resiliency of your blood vessels just over the course of a month with as little as 2 cups of hot chocolate that's dark.
That's a Harvard doctor saying that on camera. This is the same crowd that told us seed oils were healthy and red meat would kill us. And they're quietly sitting on this. Black Forest supplements are the ones actually making the cocoa with the flavanols still in it, because most chocolate destroys them in processing. They're doing a Memorial Day 50% off store-wide promo for the next 48 hours. ticks. Cocoa is the one they always run low on, so don't wait. Links in the description. Codes auto-applied.